Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 3 of your senior thesis senior project. Today we'll be discussing chapter 2, which is due at the end of this week on Saturday night at 11:59. You can turn it in earlier, of course, but that's the last minute to turn it in. So we're looking this week at your literature review. This is probably the longest chapter you're going to write by far. Okay, the literature review restates the hypothesis and the research question in essay format at the beginning, and then you give maybe a short one-paragraph summary of chapter 2. This chapter will examine the study of, and fill in with your topic, over the past umpteen years, or 100 years, or whatever it is. And then you're going to give a timeline review of the history of the study of your research question. So this will probably, and that part, that timeline, will probably be 90 to 95% of the chapter. This is essay format. It is not bulleted. It is not a list. It is full essay format. Okay, so full sentences, paragraphs, etc. Okay, and you're describing the history of the research of your topic, not the topic. You're not giving the history of your topic. You're giving the history of the sociological research on your topic, or the social research on your topic. And last of all, in chapter 2, you have a section where you list any special terms and concepts. Again, in essay format, not bulleted, no numbers, same dealy. You give one paragraph probably per term, where you describe these are the terms that will be used throughout this paper to describe different social phenomenon or aspects of this research. And then you describe each individually. Okay? So let's take a little closer look at that. First of all, you restate the hypothesis and research question in essay form. Use the exact wording we agreed upon for your hypothesis and research question. Remember, the hypothesis needs to be a testable statement of what you think is the answer to the research question. Do not mix it up. Do not get creative with this. The hypothesis and research question need to be the same in every chapter. Okay, then you give a short summary or outline of chapter 2. In this chapter, you will tell the reader what is to come. So this summary should kind of outline. It isn't a bulleted outline. It is an essay form, but it should outline the next 2 parts of chapter 2, which are the literature review itself and the terms and concepts. So you're just telling the reader what to expect. Then you proceed to give a detailed timeline, earliest to latest, description in full sentences and paragraphs, not bulleted, not numbered, but you're going from earliest to latest of the research that addresses your research question. Okay, so tell a story with your literature review. Don't just summarize one article, then a book, then another article. No, you need to synthesize this into one long description that is about the study of your topic. Okay, it is not correct to go article by article, book by book. Okay, you are giving a general description of the research on your topic. So identify one or more sociological theories that can help explain your research also, and the likely outcomes. So if some aspect of structural functionalism or some aspect of symbolic interactionism can help explain what you think is going to be the likely outcome of your research, make sure you incorporate that into chapter 2. This chapter will likely have the greatest number of citations and sources. It is okay, it's even desirable to have more than one source cited for a given statement. Okay? As always, it has to be an APA style, of course. And then the last part of chapter 2 is you present the terms and concepts related to your research question. Don't just list these, write them in essay format again, okay? And as with chapter 1, make sure you follow the APA style of heading levels, okay? So chapter 2, literature review would look just like the number 1 level. At the top of the first page, it's centered, bold-faced, uppercase and lowercase headings, just like you see there, except it's centered in the page, okay? Then when you go through each section of the paper, okay, you're going to introduce the chapter, and then you're going to have, and it's going to match what's described in level 2, you're going to say literature review, and it will be left aligned, face, uppercase, and lowercase heading, just like what you see there, except it be, of course, left aligned on the page. Within that, if you want to divide your descriptive timeline into decades or into approaches or something like that, you can have subheads under that literature review subhead. So how do you do that? Okay, under the literature review subhead, which would be level 2, you want to make sure those additional subheads underneath it, where you break up your second section, looks just like number 3, which is indented, so it's moved in a little bit. It's boldface, lowercase heading with a period. Okay, so it just starts with a capital letter. The rest of it is lowercase, okay, with a period at the end. If you get even more into the details there with subheads, you can go to level 4, even level 5, okay? But section headings receive level 1 format, so that's your chapter. Subsections receive level 2 format. Subsections of subsections receive level 3 format, etc. Okay? And for more on this, you can go to HTTPS, or you can just actually Google Purdue OWL, Purdue University OWL, as in the bird, and just Purdue OWL APA style, and you will get an excellent source for that, okay? As always, remember to put the text in either Times New Roman or Arial, size 10 or 12, okay? And that's really pretty much it for chapter 2. It is time-consuming, especially since it's really about because it's going into a general description about the research on your topic, the sociological research or social research on your topic. It is going to be probably the longest chapter by far that you are going to write of the 5 chapters. It needs to be detailed enough that you give the reader enough background that they are prepared that you've really educated them before they go into reading about what are your hypotheses, outcomes, and that sort of thing. You start testing them, and that's it. You're giving them background, you're educating them to make sure they have all the background they need before they read the rest of the paper in chapters 3, 4, and 5. Okay? So that's it. If you have any questions, post them in the virtual office or email me. I look forward to talking with you. Have an absolutely wonderful week.